Shri Vrindavan Dham. Srila Gurudeva ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Patit Pavana Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vino Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Gopinath Ju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Harinam Sankirtana ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur Prabhupada ki jai, Tadiya Tirobhav Mahamahotsava ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Okay, so I just realized just now that I'm actually covering him behind me. So I'm going to scoot over this way just a little bit.
There's like a light.
But still, something like this. Is that okay now?
I can't see. Yeah.
Just so you all know, behind me there is a picture of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Most of him is covered by a chadar, but from different angles with the lighting, you can see his face. Unfortunately, all we see is a reflection. I didn't change anything. So, maybe if I can lift it up a little higher? No? Okay. Somehow my head is just where his feet are, so that's
a good place.
Okay. So we will begin with Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan is the auspicious invocation, calling for the grace, the blessings, the mercy, the sidelong glances of our beloved Srila Gurudev, our beloved Srila Prabhupada, our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, Patit Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Prem Purushottam Shachinandan Gaura Hari, going all the way back to the original Guru who is
Krishna himself.
And his Guru of Prem, as Krishna states, and you can find it in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Radhikar Prema Guru Amni Shishya Nata Sada Amanana Nitya Nachaya Udbhata. Radhika is my Guru of Prem, and I am simply her dancing pupil. She makes me dance
various novel dances
according to her tune.
So you can find Mangalacharan on page 1 of this beautiful bhajan treasure trove, Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha, starting with Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam. Just so you know, today we won't be discussing going beyond Vaikuntha, not directly, but in terms of the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, absolutely. But today's focus is remembering and glorifying that great personality whom we are all eternally indebted to. And just by remembering him, by calling his name, by glorifying him, his activities, his pastimes, his teachings, it is supremely beneficial for us. Not only will all transcendental auspiciousness come to us, but also millions of lifetimes worth of anarthas will be eradicated from our hearts. So we're very fortunate today to be able to remember Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and it may be that a couple of other devotees may speak as well. Okay. Radhe Radhe Lamangamala and Sudevi Dasi Bourbon. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And all the rest of you. Saptike Kishori ji.
Okay?
Okay. Just so you know, the one walking behind me right now, that's Kishori. And he has been here at Gopinath Bhavan since he was about 17 years old. From the beginning of its construction, he's been doing all of the electricity and everything else. He is the last one standing who knows all of the inner details of the construction of this place. So his presence here is absolutely necessary, and he's really nice. Oh, they're painting that smell. And we have no fans.
Okay.
Can we open the door here? Maybe? Yeah, just to let some air flow in. Okay. Radhe Radhe Puleshwari Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri sagrajatam sahagana raghunathanvitam tang sajivam sadvetam savadhutam parijana sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayanitti Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudaksham Audarya Madhurya Gunaishcha Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tang Shirashan Namami Tridandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Padabjudataika Hriddi Chaitanya Leelamrita Sarasaram Narayanam Tang Satatam Prapadye Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Gaura Presthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Yutti Namine Ati Martya Charitrayo Swashritanancha Paline Jiva Dukhe Sadartai Shri Nama Premadayine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralamhara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodayo Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gauravirbhava Bhume Stang Nirdeshta Sajanapriya Vaishnava Sarvabhoma Shri Jaganathayate Namaha Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaevacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradaya Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye
Jayatam Surato
Pangor Mama Mandam Materagati Matsarvasva Padambojo Radha Madanamo Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanasto Shri Shri Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshtalibi Sevyamano Smarami Shrimandra Sarasarambhi Vangshibata Tatastitaha Karshan Benu Swanar Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Vrindaye Tulasi Devyay Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavate Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Nama Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I don't know if we can stay here. They're painting with turpentine right here, and it's off-gassing into the temple here very strongly. We're choking. Unless if we open the other door, do you think it'll bring enough air in if we open both? We can try. No, that's even worse for him. Radhe Radhe Savitri and Amit Dandakar. Hare Krishna. And Manjulata. Radhe Radhe. So now we're going to call out for the mercy of Sri Gurudev. Thank you.
No, because then it's poisoning him.
So we will sing Gurudev Kripa Bindudiya by Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This bhajan in particular is very dear to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada because he spoke these same words in relation to his Gurudev Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. The very last line, Karuna na hoile, kandiya kandiya, prana na rakhibo ar. Without your mercy, weeping and weeping, I will not be able to maintain my life. And with this kind of mood, as our Gurudev would say, do or die, he attracted the mercy and compassion of Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, who then accepted him as his disciple. So we will call out this bhajan in remembrance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. It helps a lot to have it fully open. Gurudeva kripa bindu diya koroe dase trinapekshayati no Gurudev Sakala sahane balladiya koro nijamane sprihahino bindu diya koro e dase Trinapekshayati hino Gurudev সকলে সমান করিতে শাকতি দেহনাথ যথাযথ তবে তো গাহিব হরি নাম সুখে অপরাধ হবে হত গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে Trinapekshayati hino Gurudev Kabe heno kripa lobhiyaye jano Kritartha hoibe natho Shakti buddhihin ami ati deen মোরে আত্মসাথ গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষায়তি হীন গুরুদেব যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায় তোমার করুণা সারো করুণা না হইলে কাঁদিও কাঁদিয়া করুণা না হইলে কাঁদিও কাঁদিয়া প্রাণ না রাখিব আরো গুরুদেব প্রাণ না রাখিব গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষায়তি হীন গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद Guru Parampara, Guru Parampara, Parampara, Guru Parampara, Guru Parampara. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Tirobhav Mahamahotsav ki jai, Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Shri Guru Parampara ki jai. Perhaps we can also open those doors completely. I know that they make a big difference also. Either smoke coming in or going out. The fumes are really strong from the... Yeah, it was really hard for me to breathe before, but now it's just... Yeah, just leave them both fully open. Thank you. It'll make a significant difference. Thank you. Om Joshi, Radhe Radhe. I don't know where he is. He's online. Okay. Tungavidya Didi says, you should come. Some of them are in Mumbai.
All of you should come.
Since we don't have much time for Vaishnavas and in separation, we will call out Jai Anilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur. I believe it's page 99 in our Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha. It is by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. The Gurudev of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, that is Srila Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, has famously told that if you want Krishna Prem, then you should go to the market and purchase 2 books. Both of them are the bhajan books of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. One is Prarthana, with bhajans like Goranga Bolite Have, Pulaka Sharir, and the other one is Prem Bhakti Chandrika. Right? Yes, Prem Bhakti Chandrika with bhajans like Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Sadma, and so many other beautiful bhajans. He said if you want Krishna Prem, then you should take shelter of these 2 books. So if his Gurudev is that saturated in the ras of the bhajans of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, then imagine what kind of love Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada would have for the bhajans of Sri Narottam Das Thakur. So now, this bhajan, Jayanilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur, it's a bhajan of separation. Today is the day of separation from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Jayanilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur हेनो प्रभु खोथा गेला आचार्य ठाकुर आचार्य ठाकुर कहा मोर स्वरूप कहा सनातन कहा दास रघुनाथ अतीत पावन कहा दास ओ कहा मोर भक्त जुग कहा कबीरा এক কালে কোথা গেলা গৌরানত পাশানে কুতিব মাথা অনলে শিব গৌরাঙ্গ গুণের নিধি কোথা গেলে পাব সে সব সঙ্গীর সঙ্গে যে কইল বিলাস সে সঙ্গ না পাইয়া কাঁদে নরোত্তম দাস পাইয়া কাঁদে নরোত্তম দাস ও সে সঙ্গ না পাইয়া কাঁদে নরোত্তম দাস যে আনিল প্রেম ধন করুণা প্রচুর হেনো প্রভু কোথা গেলা সরস্বতী ঠাকুর হেনো প্রভু হেনো প্রভু কোথা গেলা সরস্বতী ঠাকুর জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ओ प्रभु कृपा करो मोरे दया करो प्रभु कृपा करो मोरे दया करो कृपा करो मोरे दया करो श्रील भक्तिसिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। तदीय तिरोभाव महामहोत्सव की जय। ऑल वैष्णव ठाकुर की जय। I know we sang it earlier today, but there's still a few minutes. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, Semor Sampada. The life and soul and goal of not only Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, but all of those who are aspiring to be Rupanuga Vaishnavas, the lotus feet of Shri Rupa Manjari. Page 50 in our Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Semora Sampada Semor Bhajana Pujana Se moro prano dhano, se moro yabharano, se moro jiva nirjivano. Se moro rasanidhi, se moro vancha siddhi, se moro vedero dharama. Se brata se tapa, se mora mantra japa, se mora dharama karama. Have vidhi se pade hoive siddhi, nirakhibo e dui nayane, se rupam madhuri rashi prana kuvalaya shashi, prabhulita have nishidine, tuvaya darshano yahi garale charalo dehi, tuvaya darshano yahi garale charalo dehi, chirodino tapi to jivana, chira chirodino tapito jivano. ha ha Prabhu koro doya deho more pado chaya ha ha Prabhu oh ha ha Prabhu koro doya deho more pado chaya ha ha Prabhu koro narottamo loilo sharana narottamo narottamo loilo sharana Jai Rupa Goswami Prabhu Rupa Goswami Rupa Goswami Prabhu Rupa Goswami Rupa Goswami Oh Prabhu Hey Prabhu Hey Prabhu Hey Prabhu Hey Prabhu Oh Rupa Hey Rupa Hey Rupa Hey Rupa Hey Rupa Hey Shri Rupa Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. In this bhajan we just sang, it is telling that the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari are my greatest treasure. They are the life of my life. They are the sole reason for all of the bhajan that I do. Means all of the activities of bhakti that I'm undertaking, all of the pujas that I do, they are the greatest wealth. They are the attainment of my desires. They are the treasure house of rasa, the conclusion of all of the Vedas. They are the goal of my vows and austerities. Se vrata, se tapa, se mora mantra japa. They are the goal of my chanting of mantras and my chanting of my japa. Se mora dharma karma. And they are also the purpose of all of my religious activities. So this is no small thing. If we want to know what our specific goal is, it is Radha Dasyam, but there's more specificity. Radha Dasyam and whose group? The group, the Gan of Lalita Saki, but under whose guidance? The Anugatya of Sri Rupa Manjari. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada has told, and it's here in his Upadeshavali, the foot dust of Sri Rupa Goswami, the fulfiller of Sri Chaitanya Dev's inner desires, is our lives' sole desired object. So if we are ever doubting what is our specific goal, this bhajan by Narottam Das Thakur places everything very clearly in front of us. We know that our process is anugatya, anugatya, anugatya. Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj told that in this verse, Dasa Das Anudas, Gopi Bhaktu Padakamalayor Dasa Das Anudas, he said actually this is the mood of the maidservants of Srimati Radhika. So the topmost Das of Krishna Although sometimes it doesn't appear so, but it still is. Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arsava Bhritya, the topmost servant of Krishna is Srimati Radhika. Who is serving her? Lalita Sakhi. Who is serving her? Sri Rupa. So the Das, Anu Das means the Anu Das of that. Then we are aspiring for Dasitva under the guidance of Sri Rupa. Srila Gurudev said this is our goal, our object, our aspiration. So now we will call for the mercy of Sachinandan Gaurahari Nityananda Prabhu with the Panchatattva Mahamantra, then leading into Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Wow. They took out the fans and then they painted.
But they cleaned yesterday.
Yeah.
That was the fans.
Oh, wow. We'll have to make a request that on a day like today that we don't do that.
If the fan runs, we will be cold.
Cold is okay. But no, oxygen is important. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna. जोर से बोलो. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Srila Gurudeva ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur Prabhupada Tirobhav Maha Mahotsava ki jai, Shri Sadgoswami Prabhu ki jai, Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Sachinandana Gaur Hari ki jai, Radha Gopinaju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Radhe Radhe. Good, okay. Let me just acknowledge. Oh, Jiva Bhavana Prabhu, Radhe Radhe, Puja Vinod. Who's that? Bimla Dasi. And who else? Marumangal, Narad, Matthias Diaz, and Shashikala, and Ellie Krishna Jaya, Singer Clark. Radhe Radhe. Manjulali, who's your friend? Radhika ki jai. Hare Krishna. Shashikala Didi. Oh, I just saw your name here and then you appeared. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Nama Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimar Bhaktivedanta Narayana Namine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Gauraparishthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Ittinamine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ittinamine Shri Varshavanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaur Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambodhe Padambuchayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugabbarayate Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Giring Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Srila Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Ashto Tarashata Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Ashto Tarashata Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. And on the auspicious occasion of the anniversary of the disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur Prabhupada, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of his lotus feet and into the dust of the lotus feet of his Gurudev, Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and his other Gurudev, Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur, to all of our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, past, present, and future, including all of you who are present here and there, I offer my Dandavat Pranam. So, as you know, today we have gathered to remember, to hear about, to discuss, and hopefully to glorify I don't know why it's always on a holy day. Every time.
I don't even know because I asked it hours ago.
The glories, the pastimes, the instructions, the teachings, the line of thought, the behavior, the moods of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita states that by remembering the great personalities, by remembering the Vaishnavas, by remembering Guru and by remembering Bhagavan, by remembering these personalities, all kinds of misgivings, anarthas and everything are driven very far away from the heart, and in its place all auspiciousness will manifest. One of the ways to serve the Vaishnavas, at least from Krishna's perspective, is to glorify them. That person themselves will be feeling utter and deep humility, but Krishna will be so happy upon hearing the glories of his dear devotees, whom he considers dearer to himself than his own life and soul. So, how can we attain the inconceivable Krishna? Jai Vaishnava Sevile Achintya Krishna Pai. By serving the pure devotees, by serving the Vaishnavas, then we can attain the otherwise inconceivable Krishna. How can we serve someone? It starts by getting to know them. That is one of the specialities of our Srila Gurudev, is that he made us feel like an intimate family member with relationship to so many Vaishnavas, even those we thought we knew. By speaking about them, making sure that we hear about their qualities, their pastimes, the speciality of their gift to this world, he gave us a feeling that I know this person and they are my own. I am theirs and they are certainly mine. So Srila Gurudev gave this kind of feeling to us when we speak about Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, or Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, or our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, or Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, or Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, or any of our Guru Varga or Acharyas, because of that person who has relationship with them. And speaking about those personalities, now we feel a close connection to them. Mamata, that they are mine. Madhya Bhav is there. This is the special mercy of that kind of personality who does have transcendental relationship with them. But by remembering them, their glories and pastimes, this relationship becomes stronger and thicker. And when we serve them, we will serve them according to what is pleasing to them. So Srila Gurudev actually spoke about what is pleasing to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and how we can serve him. But I'm not going to speak about that quite yet. So today, we have requested some devotees if they would like to share anything, any remembrance of what they have heard of the glories of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. And some devotees have accepted that they would speak something on this day, the anniversary of his disappearance. And so first I would like to call Manjulali Devidasi to come forward and offer your Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Jai Sadbhuj Prabhu ki Jai. जोर से बोलो माइक में.
Nagyānatimirandasya jnananjanan shalakaya chakshuram militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah. Vanchakalpatarvyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer my obeisances to my most beloved Srila Gurudev, Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and I beg for his causeless mercy. At the same time, also I offer my humble obeisances to all my Shiksha Gurus, to all our Rupanua Guru Varga. Especially, I offer my pranams to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and all his associates, and I beg for their causeless mercy. And I offer my pranams to all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis here present, and I also beg for your mercy. So I always get emotional. I feel very fortunate to be here, very fortunate to be asked to say something about Srila Prabhupada. Like Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj used to say, our treasure is the life of our Vaishnavas, their teachings, their example, and our life is to serve them. And like Kishore Mahan Prabhu was mentioning, to hear about them, to remember them is a service. So I feel so fortunate to be here with all of you and trying to serve this day that is so special. So it's actually very difficult to glorify Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, such a great personality. What can actually be said to really glorify him? There is this song we sing like for Prabhupada, and it's like in the song he says, I feel like a dwarf trying to touch the moon, it's like it's not really possible. But at the same time, just as a trying to serve and somehow get his mercy, I just want to say some of the things that so today when we were doing the puja, I was like meditating. Srila Param Gurudev, he says something very beautiful. If we see this song of Arati that we sing, say Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Arati Nehari. Yoga Yoga Maya Pure Nitya Seva Dhanakari. So here is actually, he's not even saying Jai Jai Prabhupada. Say Prabhupada Arati Nihari. Say all glories to the Arati of Prabhupada. So we can just like even little imagine how glorious he is. He's not even speaking about him, just the worship of Prabhupada. Just the arati, if anyone just see his arati, if someone just participate in his arati, so powerful that one can achieve Nitya Seva in Yoga Pit, Mayapur. So what to speak of if someone can serve him, if someone can be in his association, if someone can take his conception and bring it to the heart. Such a great personality. So, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Trick and Goswami Maharaj, there is probably my favorite article. He called this "Oh Merciful Prabhupada," and he's actually speaking for Prabhupada in the day of his disappearance. And there, everything he says there is actually really beautiful. But he says everything Vaishnavas do is auspicious. Everything that comes out from there is mercy, is compassion. Everything they do. So when we think in this pranam mantra of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur, we sing Shri Gaura Karunaya Shakti Vigrahaya. He's the personification of Gaura Karuna Shakti, of the potency of the mercy of Mahaprabhu. So actually there is two verses that is very beautiful that are glorifying the mercy of Mahaprabhu. We can understand little of what is the glory of Prabhupada if we try to enter in this very deep. No? So when Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is speaking about the mercy of Mahaprabhu, I will not say the whole verses or anything because there is not enough time, but he says Nirankush Mahamadura Kadambini. So here is saying one aspect of the mercy of Mahaprabhu that is so special, Nirankush. Nirankush means something that has no stop, it just goes everywhere, unrestrained, And this is the mercy of Mahaprabhu, and this is what Prabhupada is personifying. Their mercy doesn't consider, I only go to those who are qualified, those who have recipient. No, when it rains, the rain doesn't, I will fall in this spot and not in this spot because this spot is not good. It falls everywhere. This is the mercy of Prabhupada, this is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. They gave mercy to everyone. Otherwise, how we can be here in Vrindavan, sitting in front of Radha Gopinath, Mahaprabhu, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Gurudev. It's just because of his mercy that we are here. And it's Nirankush, doesn't consider anything if we are qualified or not. So, but if we go even more deep of the mercy of Mahaprabhu, Srila Swarup Damodar, when he, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, is very beautiful described when he meet again with Mahaprabhu. He recites a verse that is really beautiful. It's actually saying many of the aspects of the mercy of Mahaprabhu. But then he says, how is the mercy of Mahaprabhu? Amandodaya. Amandodaya, manda means something that is contaminated. But amandodaya means it's completely pure. There is no, in this world, many people do things for others, but there is always some kind of selfishness in that, always. But the mercy of Mahaprabhu, not. It's completely pure. It's really for the welfare of the jiva, of the entity, And this is what Prabhupada personifies. But here, Srila Swarup Damodar, he goes to different aspects of this mercy, but where he ends, Madhurya Marya Daya. And this Madhurya Marya Daya, actually this can make us understand what is actually the mercy of Prabhupada. So Madhurya Marya Daya means the topmost limit of sweetness. And this is this Brajaras Sar, the essence of the Brajaras, and this is actually the mood of service to Srimati Radhika. And that's what our Guru Bhara came, Srila Rupa Goswami says, this Unatushvala Rasa Bhakti Shayam. This is what actually is this Amandodaya. And this is what Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta is personifying. And this is something very beautiful we can understand. In his pranam mantra it says, Madhurya Chvala Prema Dya, Si Rupa Nuga Bhakti Da. He's giving this bhakti, that Rupa Nuga is fully under the guidance of Rupa Goswami, that is this Madhurya Chvala, Unatushvala Rasa Bhakti Sriyam. This is the mercy of Prabhupada. This is the mercy of Mahaprabhu, and this is what Prabhupada is personifying. And only when we will be able to realize this, we will be able to realize what is the mercy of Mahaprabhu, what is the glory of Prabhupada. So when I actually the thing is, many, they could not understand Prabhupada. Why? Because Prabhupada, he was fighting so much to break all kind of bogabriti. Whenever it was so many they were doing in display of devotion, they just wanted wealth, recognition, enjoyment, but Prabhupada would not compromise. He would not allow anything that can contaminate that pure devotion. And Prabhupada, he will fight so strongly. He will not compromise the truth. Doesn't matter what. He will just be so strong. And why? Because he's personifying that mercy. That mercy is completely pure. If we want to achieve that, una tujvala raso bhakti shriyan, everything else needs to go away. But those who could not understand Prabhupada, they could not understand that why was the reason of all of that. He was he speaks so bold and so strong. His words were so cutting. Why? Because he wants to give that. And for that, we need to give everything else. But only someone... I can say about myself, I have no qualification, but only by the mercy of Gurudev, I can have even a small understanding that actually how valuable is this. Even I don't really understand, but at least in idea I can just, And so what Prabhupada came to give us is actually the most beautiful thing, And we can see this in his life, Srila Kishori Mohan Prabhu, he was singing this song, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. This is a show that this is what Prabhupada's essence was. When Prabhupada was living, what he asked to be seen. This is what he was immersing. Even though outside many things other were shown, but everything was based for this. Everything was just for this, So then, and we can also see Gaur Kishore Das Baji Maharaj, his Gurudev, how he became attracted to him. When Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was there in Godrum, and how he was immersed, Kotai go premamai radhe radhe, deka diya rako prana radhe radhe. This is what he attracted him from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. This is what bind his heart to him. He make I don't want anyone else as guru other than him, because he had that mood. And this is what is the essence of Srila Prabhupada. But only by mercy of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga will be able to understand who actually is and what is that glory, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur Prabhupada, there is one glorification, there is one article where he's speaking about Srimati Radhika, and there we can see just a little of what is inside there. When he's speaking about the glories, that whole article is actually so beautiful. But there is one part I always like to, I hope one day I can actually have that feeling in my heart, Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta, he's saying, he's explaining how actually all the scriptures, everything of the scriptures just exist, so then we can learn to serve Krishna, the purpose of all our activities actually to worship the Lord, to get that devotion for the Lord. So he said, but we want to have this ardent desire, hankering, hope, that one day we will be counted as one of her servants. We should be living only for this. Prabhupada said these words, we should be living only with the hope that one day we will be counted as one of hers. And then Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta, he quotes one of the verses. It's actually when one see, I actually not qualify even to say all these things, but I still just to try to please them. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, we know he's the best follower of Srila Rupa Goswami, and his deepest prayers that are hankering for that service are the beloved Kusumanjali. And when he's praying the beloved Kusumanjali, his hankering is increasing more and more and more and more. But when he's at the end of his prayers, when he feel he cannot do it, one of his last prayers, this is what Prabhupada is quoting there. Asa vareram tasinnu maya katanchit kalat maya tigamita kila sampratanki tonchet kripa mayi vidasya sinaiva kinne praner bararo bagarani praner rajendra chavararo bakari rabi. I'm so sorry. Anytime I need to quote something in front of others, I just forget it. And so this verse is actually so beautiful, and this is actually our deepest aspiration. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he's saying, Asavare Ramrita Sindhu Kadanchit. And so like the only reason why I'm keeping my life is because I have one hope. Only with this hope that I will get your mercy is that I keep in my life. And then Raghunath Das Goswami is feeling so much separation, so much lamentation, that he's saying like, but if you don't give me your mercy, then my life has no value, Krishna has no value, not even Braj has value for me if you don't give me your mercy. And this is the mood we want. This is the highest aspiration we want, and this is what Prabhupada came to give. He's saying we should live our life with this ardent hope that this mood comes in our heart. This is what he wants to give, and until we don't understand and we enter this, the day we will enter ourselves fully in this mood, then we will catch his feet and we will hold their mercy, So I just want to, actually, like glories of Prabhupada are very big, but I just wanted to touch something that I feel like is like in the center of everything. But I actually want to end with some words that I really hope that one day this will be the prayer really from my heart. I can only repeat in words, but I really hope that they can become one with my heart. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, when he's ending these prayers in this article, our merciful Srila Prabhupada, he's saying, at the end he's saying, like, I pray that the remembrance of your mercy become my life and soul. Means like every action we do, everything we do, we can remember this is the mercy of my Gurudev and my Guru Varga and the mercy of Prabhupada. If Prabhupada was not there, any of us would be here right now. Is his mercy what is bringing us here? Is his mercy that is giving us such high aspiration? Is his mercy that saves us? So he's praying, I pray that the remembrance of his mercy becomes my life and soul. And then he's saying, but I am so insignificant, so fallen, so how can I touch his mercy? I'm so far from his mercy. So then he's praying one thing more, and this is, I really hope, like he's praying, I pray that I can be serving one of his servants. Because if I will be able to serve his servants, then I will be able to connect with his mercy. So for us, we can pray that we can serve the servant of his servant. So then one day, we can actually connect with that mercy of Prabhupada and what that gift that Mahaprabhu came to give, that Rupa Goswami came to give, that Prabhupada came to give, that Gurudev came to give, and then make our life successful. So, Vancha Kalpa Tarvyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Vacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namo.
Thank you very much, Manjulali Didi, for sharing. She spoke so many wonderful points, most essential aspects of the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. I remember when she was speaking about his uncompromising telling of the truth. In his Upadeshavali, you can find that he said, if I were to desist from speaking the truth due to fear that others would become displeased, then I myself would become an atheist. I would become against Bhagavan because I've compromised with the truth. That means I would be siding with the untruth. And this in itself is an offense. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada says we should not compromise the truth in any case. And he was so bold speaking the truth that so many were against him. And even on his departure bed, he was apologizing that I have created so many difficulties for so many of you because of my uncompromising boldness. So many were against him, so many even wanted to kill him, and they even tried. And yet he never gave up speaking the truth. He was bold and fearless, to the point where he was given the title Singha Guru, means the lion-like Acharya. And our Gurudev, he has told that our Guru Varga are like lions. I am also like a lion, so I want all of my children also to be like lions. that we should boldly preach. And this is what Gurudev told would be our service to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. What he fought so hard to bring to this world, in the face of so much difficulty, so much opposition, even at the risk of his own life, what he fought for is our inheritance. And so the way that we can serve him is to share what he fought to give this world with whoever and whomever, wherever we can give it. Share the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami in such a way, Gurudev said, that it can be understandable and digestible to others. This will be the way that we can serve Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. His mood and teachings are unprecedented. But before I continue, I have just noticed that Savitri Didi came and many other devotees, including Sadbhuj Prabhu and others. Would anyone else like to share something about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada? We have all of the time in the universe. I'll tell you why. Because if we don't finish today, since his glories are unlimited, we can continue tomorrow and the next day and forever. And it will never begin to even scratch the surface of his unlimited glories. Sadbhuj Prabhu? Savitri? चलो loudly into the mic.
Gurudev Gauchana Radhikaya Tadada Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhakchaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatudubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Param.
Mic fell.
Mic fell?
Yeah, a little one right there.
Disappearance it is today. So it is the most, in fact, exalted day. Today, everywhere in the whole world, everybody is speaking about Prabhupada. Yeah? So in every whether it's a small group, whether it's a big group or whatever group, as long as it has connection with Gaudiya means Prabhupada. Yeah, because he's the one who established all Gaudiya Maths, sub-branches, all branches all over the world. Yeah. So I heard when I came, Didi was speaking about the compassion of him, of Prabhupada. So it is very difficult to estimate that. But I remembered when I came here that Subhas Chandra Bose was coming to Prabhupada to ask him to give him all these young boys. To ask him to give all these young boys. So
for the fight, for the war.
For the war, because he was in war with the British. But he says, I want to fight this war against the British in India. But Srila Prabhupada, he said, well, I didn't come here, to fight the war or to deliver one country. I'm here to deliver whole mankind. Yeah? So this is a very special and broad thought. It has also something to do with compassion, because if you don't have compassion in your heart, then you cannot do anything, because it needs that. So yesterday I wrote a few points. Gurudev, why did Srila Prabhupada? The reason is compassion. When Mahaprabhu wants something, when Bhagavan wants something, then he sends his devotees. Because it is not so, a Bada Jiva cannot help another Bada Jiva. It needs somebody more powerful. It needs like strong persons to go against the stream of Maya, because the Bada Jivas are in defeat in Maya Dham. So means they are completely influenced by that. So you need somebody who is not influenced by Maya, and that can only be somebody from the spiritual world. And because Mahaprabhu wanted his mission to be spread all over the world, he sent somebody from his place, and that is Goloka Vrindavan. Sri Saraswati Prabhupada came there because if you see his own teachings, also when he was at last, he says you should follow Ashraya Tattva. Ashraya Tattva means the Tattva of that Radharani is Ashraya Tattva, and all who follow him. So we have to follow that, because otherwise, anyway, let's see. You see, like. There are a few things which Srila Prabhupada didn't come to give. One is pratiksha. It means sense enjoyment, material sense enjoyment. That is one point. He didn't come to give these things. He didn't came to give paroksha. Paroksha what means like doing sacrifices to go to Swaga. Yeah? Because this is also containing to this material world. But then he says, aparoksha means mayavad. He completely excludes this mayavadism. He didn't come to give that. And one point where this is very nice, adokshaya. He didn't come also for these things. Adokshaya means Aishwarya, the mood of Aishwarya, the mood of Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha is beyond the material planets. You would say, no, this is great, it is like a fantastic goal. But if we Gopkumar also didn't feel well, half not, in the Vaikuntha planets, because it was not his nature also. He was looking for something more. So for that reason, Prabhupada, he came here to get aprikat. Aprikat means like the mood of Goloka Vrindavan, the mood which is there. So this is the main reason why he came. And then if you want to go specifically, it is Radha Darshan. For that reason, he said also, you have to follow Ashraya Tattva. So it is important to understand this point, because then when you come to the Gaudiya Math, then you understand what your aim is, in fact. Yeah? Because if you don't have any aim, then what is the use of any practice? There is no practice if there is no aim and object. So for that reason also, when you see Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he, how do you say it? The Kuru Parampara, he adjusted.
Consolidated.
He consolidated, yeah. I didn't want to say a chop or whatever, So he made it in such a fine point that he took only those Vaishnavas who were useful for the souls in this world to look at and to take their examples and to climb up. So this thing is very important, because already even he didn't put Lokanath Das Goswami in the Guru Parampara. It doesn't mean that Lokanath Das Goswami is not bona fide. Totally not. Totally not. But he was fine-pointed. He wanted to have a straight mood, so that there's no deviation in that. So for that reason, he made that Guru Parampara like this. So it is a wonderful thing. Prabhupada didn't leave anything untouched, which will make the Baba-jivas deviate from that position which he wanted to bring them up to Goloka Vrindavan, to the mood which Mahaprabhu wanted to give them, Swabhakti Sriyam specifically. For that reason, he says, you have to always follow the moods of Rupa Goswami. This also he proved when he left this world. He made Srila Bhakti Raksha Srila Goswami Maharaj sang Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. So that is the mood. And at last, when you come at last, I think in your last ages, when you grow older, then I think more specific moods will come into your heart, which are there. It will develop automatically, because whatever you practice or whatever you are, it must come out one day. If somebody comes with a kapat mood in a duplicitous mood in the Gaudiya Math and acts like with tilak and all these things like a good devotee, but eventually that mood will come out. However, so it will be in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter, but finally it will come out. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he didn't he gave all these teachings which was necessary to develop this mood of Radha Darshan going on in the mood of Rupa Goswami, what Rupa Goswami came to give. He was specific in this. But when he just started the movement, what did he do? It was very nice also. He put up a great tents and made all kinds of groups sing Sankirtan, singing. So he didn't look specifically which mood was in those persons which were singing, who were doing the kirtans. But in order to collect so many people, at that time he allowed it. So when when all this kirtan was going on, eventually many young boys, they came, and in this way the movement which Prabhupada wanted to establish, it became a fact. Same thing, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Goswami Maharaj, he did the same thing. He said he was going to a place where nothing was there factually. He sat under a tree, and what did he do? He did the kirtan. He sang. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he sang. And automatically they were all coming. And in this way, the movement in the West started to grow. 1, 2, 3, and further. So this is a very, very powerful thing. Harinam Sankirtan. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. This is the thing. Because in this, the Hare Krishna mantra is main for us. Because it contains everything. It contains your sadhana, your abhideya, and your prayojan. All these three things are there included. So Prabhupada, he had such a big and broad vision. It was amazing. And also he wanted to establish the parikram, the Navadip parikram. It was very, very important because it had to establish the dham there. Who is Mahaprabhu? All the places. And if people go to the places, samskar will come. If samskar, and people will be happy. So in this way, he established also what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakhur wanted and also gave. He did it further. So in this way, he established many things. Only by Harinam Sankirtan. So let me see. What did I write more? So for sure, he was a very powerful speaker. In fact, he was. People were automatically afraid of him, automatically, because he was like a herd, non-compromising. But he had always the good answers. If you came to him and you asked questions, he would give the proper answers. For that reason, he had so many followers, but also in the same time, he had so many people who didn't like him. Yeah? So for that reason, also he was completely bombarded with soda bottles and all these things at Toda Maya Yoga Maya temple in Navadvip. And many other things which were not even written. Yeah. But he had always, like I said, a broad vision. He always said okay, they made a nice advertisement for my movement, so no problem. Yeah. So in this way, slowly, his powerful army also came. Yeah, because this was the promise when he was doing this Chandanayan Vrat. Yeah. Eventually, also Krishna came, Mahaprabhu came, and they all promised, keep on going because we will send all the people for you. And they all came. Yeah. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Swami has exemplary point. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj, so many. Yeah. And they were all very, very powerful because they were all infused with this loving mood of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. In fact, his glories are unlimited. How can you begin? How can you end? There is not to it. It is like something which will go on forever. This movement is never going to stop. Never. So we don't need to be afraid for this war, that war, this is doing this and he is doing that. Maybe it looks like it becomes a little bit small and a little bit here and there some things are going on. But factually speaking, eventually somebody comes and again the movement will go on and on and on. And it looks like you begin from scratch because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada had to begin from scratch. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj from nothing. But they came quickly to a certain point. Gurudev said, I'm not going to I'm not going to start from scratch. So immediately he started with all these great and beautiful teachings, of Ramananda Rai and all. So you can see this. I was new and I heard all these things in Holland. Could not understand what he was saying, but it is touching the heart, and the heart means the soul. So, and that is this is it. It is not about the body, and it is also not the maintenance of the body, but it is the cultivation, the make the soul happy again. If the soul is happy, means you are happy, and eventually you will come automatically to this path. You will leave automatically all these material things aside and take the movement as Srila Prabhupada has wanted and established. Yeah? So in whichever way, in so many ways that he spreads with all his mighty arms, however, you will always come to that point of you want happiness in your heart. And happiness means only that when you meet the one who is happy himself. It means Radharani and Krishna. So for that reason, this is the aim and object. If we are happy, we will happily serve. Yeah? So, Hare Krishna. One Jagad. Something is here.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
They were doing electric work, so it's there. Thank you.
Is it electrical?
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, Savitri Didi, for sharing about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Something she said, she was mentioning the great disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, our Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. There's our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan, Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. So many amazing, stalwart, very powerful, strong preachers. Not only were they preachers, they were practitioners. They were all following cent per cent and preaching. And any one of them is like a shining sun on their own. But all of these personalities, there were so many of them, so amazing and so brilliant, all felt themselves to be like a particle of dust at the feet of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. How great is he? And he had collected the cream of society. She mentioned Subhash Chandra Bose. Collecting the cream of society, all of these very amazing, strong, powerful, extra massive personalities, and a lot of them were also physically massive. They were powerful and brilliant, and Subhash Chandra Bose needed them for the military. Saraswati Prabhupada challenged him, do you believe in Bhagavad Gita? Yes. That's what we're fighting for Sanatana Dharma. Do you believe what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? Well, of course. Do you accept that whatever state of consciousness you're in at the time of death, you will certainly attain to that state? Srila Saraswati Thakur asked Subhash Chandra Bose. Well, yeah, of course. So as your fighters are fighting against the Britishers, in deep anger and contemplation, what will they be meditating on? They will be focusing on the enemy. And when they die, what will happen? They will become British, and the British will become Indian, and they will keep fighting each other. This is called samsara. And so she mentioned that he said, I have not come to liberate just one country. Today, I read, they posted it from Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev said that Saraswati Prabhupada said, I did not come to liberate just one country, or even all of mankind. I came to liberate every jiva in the entire universe. This is such a powerful and beautiful manifestation of his magnanimity, his mercy. He is the embodiment of the mercy of Radha and Krishna. And he has come to save everyone. Such a beautiful and powerful personality. Before I continue, would anyone else like to speak something? As our Gurudev would say, 2 words. That doesn't mean only 2 words. It means from your heart. Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, Sadhguruji Prabhu, please come forward. We have acquired a few more minutes.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Shri Radhika Prapane Srisima Bhaktivedanta Narayana Tinamane Shri Krishna Lila Patane Sudaksham Vadarya Madhuri Ganeshaktam Varavaranyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tam Shri Shanamami. I offer my Dandava pranams to my Diksha Guru Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my Shiksha Guru Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Sri Ram Maharaj. And I offer my Dandava pranams to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis present here today. And I'm not much of a spontaneous speaker, so please forgive me. I like to prepare as much as possible, and this is not one of those days, so thank you, Kishori Mohan Prabhu.
You're welcome.
Srila Gurudev often would ask me to speak and have me sit down very quickly. Useless. So I'm about to prove him correct. But nevertheless, I thank you for the opportunity. I love what Manjalali Didi was talking about, and how can one such as I glorify such an amazing personality as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And I guess it's kind of appropriate what Kishori Mahaprabhu was talking about, being one of the Britishers, that here I am. And so the potency of Srila Saraswati Thakur is amazing. And the mercy of his representatives, amazing. And I was thinking that in any case, to glorify any Acharya, we glorify him through hearing from the great Vaishnavas. So we hear from our Guru Maharaj, we hear from so many different devotees, and through them, through our ears, we can see them, we get some idea. You know, Srila Gurudev told this story of when he was on Navadvip Mandal Prikrama with some disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and they were in Vidyanagar, and he was reading from Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, and some kind of dispute came up, and some discussion on tattva. And as Gurudev describes that, he's not one to just agree for the sake of it. And so, it sounds like anyway that they got kind of passionately, involved in a debate. And Gurudev explains that, we should always serve the sincere devotees and senior devotees and be very respectful. And we should not accept any incorrect Siddhanta at the same time. And so, as the discussion went on, Srila Gurudev describes that these disciples said to him, well, why do you think that you know Srila Prabhupada better than we do? And Gurudev said, because do you think that you know him better than we do? And Gurudev said, yes, I do. And they said, how is this possible? And he said, because I've heard from my Guru Maharaj, his glories. I've heard through my ear from the great elevated Vaishnav. Therefore, I know him better than you do, because you only saw him with your eyes. It's really bold. Yeah. And can you imagine if we're sitting here and somebody, a disciple of one of our godbrothers, said, I know your guru better than you do? What would we say? Right? So I was thinking about this. It's such an amazing story. And yet Gurudev is making this point and saying that if you see some personality, great personality through your eyes, you can be cheated. You don't know. So many times, that I sat in front of Srila Gurudev and saw him with my eyes, but I was not hearing him. So what did I really see? Obviously, there's some benefit because he saw me. But what did I really see? What can I really see? I often think about what Gurudev said about our Srila Prabhupada, that you know how high the mountain is, you see how high a mountain is, but you don't know how deep it goes. That means you have to hear the glories of the Vaishnav. So we can only estimate the glories of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur by hearing his glories through the great Vaishnavas that actually heard from him. And we can see, as Kishori Mahaprabhu made this beautiful point about how incredible are the disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And what we heard from them of him, when we sing every morning his glories written by Srila Sridhar Maharaj, you can only imagine, the feeling in some kind of way that, the depth of feeling that Srila Sridhar Maharaj is feeling for his Guru Maharaj, and is explaining in that way and giving us the opportunity to also appreciate his Guru Maharaj in that way. It's so beautiful. And it's one among many beautiful glorifications of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. But if you don't mind, I would like to share the first one that I ever heard, which has stayed with me since I first became a devotee. And this is written by our Srila Prabhupada in 1935. And I'm sure it's very familiar, but I really love this poem that he wrote. Adore, adore ye all the happy day, blessed than heaven, sweeter than May. When he appeared at Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, his divine grace. O my Master, the evangelic angel, give us thy light, light up thy candle. Struggle for existence, a human race, the only hope, his divine grace. Misled we are, all going astray, save us, Lord, our fervent prayer. Wonder thy ways to turn our face, adore thy feet, your divine grace. Forgotten Krishna, we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion's toll. Darkness around, all untraced, the only hope, his divine grace. Message of service thou hast brought, a healthful life as Chaitanya wrought. Unknown to all, it's full of grace. That's your gift, your divine grace. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast removed. This gives us a life anew and fresh. Worship thy feet, your divine grace. Had you not come, who had told the message of Krishna, forceful and bold? That's your right, you have the mace. Save me a fallen, your divine grace. The line of services drawn by you is pleasing and healthy, like morning dew. The oldest of all, but in new dress, miracle done, your divine grace. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaudiya Guru Varga ki jai. Panchakalpa Trigascha Kripasinubhya Chakritam Pramnebhyo Vaishnavya.
Sadhguru Prabhu just inspired me as he was speaking. Presence in this world, preaching in the Western countries. But Krishna took him away too soon. So he did not have the opportunity to do so, but our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, our Srila Prabhupada, gave him those last 10 years. And for that we are so happy and so proud. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada had so many very powerful generals in his army. And our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is one of those most prominent, powerful generals who fulfilled his desire to bring his teachings, the teachings of Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to the whole world. Next I would like to call Prabhu to come forward, and then Maharaj Ji.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Vande Guru Padadandam Kripa Murtiramanam Maya Vadutamo Hanta Rupanuga Bhaktidam Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhika Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gadadhar Shadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. This is beyond me.
Beyond me also.
Oh, okay.
No. Just don't touch the mic. Don't touch this.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Krishna Prabhu. First of all, I would like to pay obeisances at the lotus feet of my instructing, initiating spiritual master, Om Vishnupada Ashtotar Shatanitya Lila Pravishta Paramaradhya Tam Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Next, I would like to pay obeisances at the lotus feet of the whole disciplic succession. Next, I would like to pay obeisances at the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, senior God brothers and Maharajas, Tridandi Swami present here. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about the Lion Guru, as we all know, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. I don't think I am qualified to glorify Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. But I was sitting there thinking that I will really blame myself if I don't do this as a duty to seek His mercy, speaking about His glories today on His disappearance day. Our acharyas and the whole Guru Parampara, starting from the 6 Goswamis, they all are eternal associates of Srimati Radharani. So it is so amazing that, or not so amazing, that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is also an eternal associate of Srimati Radharani. So the father of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakhur, who is Kamal Manjari, on February 6th, 1874, gave us as a blessing of Bimala Devi, a energy of Lord Krishna, who is also none other than Radharani's energy. This child, who was named as Bimala Prasad, later to be known as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Prabhupada actually came and fulfilled the name Prabhupada. If you analyze Prabhupada, the Pa stands for Palyo, Da for Dasi. So Palyo Dasi, Pra for Prem. So the love that the Palyo Dasis had, this is Bhavollas Roti that he came to distribute to us in the whole world. Bha means that bhasayate. So that is the actual inner meaning of Prabhupada. This is not my creation. I heard from the mouth of lotus lips of Vaishnavas. When he was a very young child, he showed that he was not an ordinary person. He was born with the mark of sacred thread, Kanthimala, on his throat, and all the divine signs that showed that he was an extraordinary personality, divine personality. His activities also showed that he was extraordinary in terms of austerities. Once he was a child and his father brought some mangoes to offer to Lord Kurmode. His father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, used to worship. And this child just ate the mangoes before it was offered. So afterwards, when he realized his mistake, he vowed to not eat mangoes throughout his life. Such was his personality, such was his austerity. So his characteristics, as we already heard, are very unique and uncompromising. He was fearless preacher. In his days, especially in Bengal, this Mayabad, or so-called the other Bhaktisiddhantas, were very, very popular. And people, just like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, was again in the complete darkness or ignorance of who the Supreme Lord is and how really we can be successful in our life by serving Him. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada once was told to take the seat of the speaker in the absence of Bhaktivinoda Thakhur when he had to go for certain work outside of the town in Jagannath Puri. And he, at that time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he gave classes, there were hundreds of people used to attend those classes. So the first day when Saraswati Prabhupada took the class, he said so strong words against everyone there that next day when he came to the class, there were only few people left. They all felt so, antagonized by his words that he said, anyone here who chew bitter leaves will go to hell. Anyone here who does this or that and don't worship Krishna will go to hell. So those, Jagannath Puri Pandas, you all know, they eat and drink and they don't follow the rules and regulations that we as Gaudiya Vaishnavas are supposed to. So with those words, they felt very humiliated. And his classes were going on with only few people left. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur came back and asked that why, this happened, how did this happen? We used to have so many people attending classes and now nobody is left. He said that it is better to have pure devotees than just keeping people for the sake of numbers. So this was the kind of attitude he had, and he really continued throughout his life to preach in that way the pure mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is also shown later when he was offered a chair position in Calcutta University. At that time, the chancellor was Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee. He was given the title Sir by the British at that time. So he said that I have not, by the way, he was so great scholar at his time that he was given this title by his peers in astronomy, Siddhanta Saraswati. And he also translated this very ancient book called Surya Siddhanta, very, very famous book, that at that time, in the book itself, it is written by the by the, I think, Mayashur. Very ancient book. And that book had the calculation of astronomies that really later became the formulation for describing the paths of the orbits of all the planets. So he translated that at that time and he got this title Siddhanta Saraswati. So he, when he was offered that chair in astronomy in Calcutta University, he said that I have not come to this world to count the stars in the sky and the sands on the sea beach. So that was his uncompromising attitude as an eternal associate of Srimati Radharani, Nayana Manjari, to contribute so many stars. As we heard, all his disciples, each of them were powerful enough, strong enough, and capable enough to install a separate mott by themselves, Gauriya mott, and he flourished. He was the originator of all the Gauriya mott, and after his departure, it became like multiple times, it increased in many folds, although it seemed apparently there was an upset that it broke up. But this is the way it flourished. So his contributions are uncountable, innumerable, and I have very, very little knowledge to glorify how this intellectual giant and formidable scholar and this fearless preacher established Gauriya Vaishnavism as the topmost science in the Vedic science of devotion. So I would say in the end remark that please give me mercy, although I am so unqualified, so that I can be really able to please you by serving my Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. Thank you all.
Jagad, Bhaktisiddhanta Mahavir Maharaj. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. So, I wasn't expecting to speak today. I came to meet with Kshori Mohan Prabhu after Arati, but somehow or other things were flowing this way. So I don't want to take much of your time, of course, and I regret actually not have heard before the other speakers. But Prabhuji was speaking something very, very interesting that reminded me to share one small thing about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur Prabhupada regarding the Kurma Shila that he was worshipping along with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave him this Kurma mantra for him to worship. That was his first, type of worship. And our Srila Bhakti Vilas Bharati Goswami Maharaj, he explained the inner and deep meaning of that worship of Kurma Dev.
he said that he's a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He said that why is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur offering him to worship Kurmadev? Kurmadev, he is Vaikunthavasi. His avatar from Vaikuntha. What that is showing the glories of our Gaudiya Sampradaya. How that can show the glories of Radharani, of Brajabhav. How is it possible? But our Guru Varga, they don't do anything without a very deep meaning. So, Srila Maharaj is explaining that within the 7 secondary rasas, one of them is Adbhuta rasa. Adbhuta means wonderment. And the presiding deity of that Adbhuta rasa is Kurmadev. As we know, the origin of all names of Krishna and all forms of Krishna are in Vrindavan. So all the forms of Vaikuntha, they actually have a origin in Vrindavan itself. Like Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, he mentions about Matsya Avatar, for example, in Vidagdha Madhav. How Krishna, when he is swimming under the Jamuna water and catching the feet of the gopis there, he is like Matsya. How Krishna is scratching the chest of the gopis like Nisringadev. And like this, so many things we can relate to Braja Bhakti. So in the same way, Srila Maharaj is saying that actually what this worship is showing is that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he came to preach and to distribute the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He came to give the same thing that Mahaprabhu has given, that is Radha Dhasyam, in the line of Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he is the Adbhut aspect of Krishna Lila. When Krishna Lila becomes Adbhut, when Krishna Lila achieves its highest expression, that becomes Gaur Lila. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is the one who will manifest to this world the Adbhut Lila of Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, distributing Radha Dhasyam to all the jivas in this world. So this is the beautiful purport of Srila Bhakti Vilas Bharati Goswami Maharaj. His mat is in Mayapur. When you enter, is one of the first mat on the left. There is nowadays many dogs there in front.
From the boat or
from boat. No, from boat. From the ghat. Is one of the first on the left. Okay. There are many dogs nowadays. The Maharaj there is keeping many dogs inside. It's very easy to recognize. So this, just I wanted to share this due to our short time. And of course, beg for the causeless mercy of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and all his wonderful army, all his representatives, as Kishore Mohan was saying about Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, that he lived the last 10 years that his Gurudev supposed to, because Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said by the end of his pastimes, he said, I haven't come to cut the Mayavadi philosophy, I haven't come here to defeat the Sahajiya Babajis, I haven't come for all these things. But what I have come to give, I had no time to do it. So things have to be manifest. I came to preach Rupa Raghunath mission. I came to preach Raganuga Bhakti. That is Mahaprabhu's Manobhishtam. So for those who claim that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he didn't want us to go deep in Raganuga Bhakti, in Gopi Bhav, this is a complete misunderstanding. And our Srila Gurudev, he was the one who actually accomplished that very, very well. So, yeah. And just to remember, something came into my mind. There was one talk between Srila Prabhupada and Rabindranath Tagore, the famous poet Rabindranath Tagore. Srila Prabhupada was asking him, how is the preaching in the West? I also wish to preach in the West, to send someone. What do you think? From which country should I start? But Rabindranath Tagore, he wasn't encouraging. Actually, he said, oh, the preaching in the West is spoiled. Many sadhus, many yogis have gone and they have spoken bogus things. No one wants to hear from them, especially the British. But I think if you yourself will go, I think there is some chance. Because only persons like you can make a difference. And Srila Prabhupada, he answered, I will not go, but I will send someone just like me to accomplish this preaching. And we saw that happening by the via of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So I just end up here, my Puspanjali, begging for the causes mercy of all the Vaishnavas present here and from past, present and future. Vancha kalpatarubhya kripas sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnava.
Thank you. It wasn't a trick. It was his desire that you would speak something.
Actually, he's tricky, not you.
Just a couple minutes to wind up. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He performed a miracle. We know that at the time before Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, after the time of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, there was a very, very dark period in Gaudiya Vaishnava history. Srila Gurudev said the words Gaudiya Vaishnava were like bad words. If anyone heard it, they would shun this idea. Why? Because almost everyone had gradually deviated from the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from the pure teachings, into all kinds of asat, apasampradaya, all kinds of bogus philosophies being preached in the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just as we have seen after the time of our Gurudev and also after the time of our Srila Prabhupada, so many deviated and began preaching so many conclusions which are exactly opposite from the conclusions of their Gurudev. In the same way, so many were deviating from the teachings, the pure teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and preaching false conceptions in his name. So Gaudiya Vaishnavism and the conception of Gaudiya Vaishnavism was hated in this world. And it took Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur a lot of hard work and labor to bring this name of Gaudiya Vaishnavism back into good standing. That is a difficult task, to bring something from being hated. Srila Gurudev said that basically when you would mention the words Gaudiya Vaishnava, anyone would think, oh, those people that follow the dead body to the funeral pyre so they can get some money. They'll be singing while following the dead body. Doing all kinds of nonsense in the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur realized that I need help. I need more help. I cannot do this alone. And so he prayed incessantly. He prayed to Krishna, as we just previously heard from Tarun Prabhu there. He prayed for the Shakti of the Lord in the form of Bimala Devi. Srila Gurudev explained that this is actually Srimati Radhika. Incessantly, and that Bimala Prasad manifested in Purushottam Kshetra. Utkale Purushottama. This was predicted already in the Puranas, that a very powerful personality would manifest in Purushottam Kshetra, who would again bring the path of bhakti and dharma into good light. In fact, it was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada who said that the appearance of Krishna, when he manifests in this world, in a way, the way he was speaking, it sounded like Narasimhadev Bhagavan, who was coming and completely obliterating all kinds of anarthas, apasiddhantas, falsities and everything. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, by their incessant and unending campaign against all of these misconceptions, this is how you will know the Acharya. And that is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. That empowered mercy of Srimati Radhika descending in this world. Srila Gurudev said, Nayana Mani, means the jewel of Srimati Radhika's eyes. And he told that Srimati Radhika wanted to see the progress of her devotees everywhere. So she sent Nayana Mani Manjari into this world in the form of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Srila Saraswati Prabhupada explained that there is an eternally impassable line of demarcation between the saviors and the saved. And only those who are truly saved can know the difference. But he is among those who are in the category of savior. And we are in the category of those who require to be saved. He has come here out of the mercy of Krishna, the mercy of Srimati Radhika, the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Gora Karuna Shakti Vigraha, the form of the mercy of the Shakti of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur Prabhupada. Our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj has told that his worship must continue. If his worship is stopped, if the worship of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is stopped, then the flow of bhakti will cease in this world. It will stop. That is how important of a personality Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is. We are hopelessly and eternally indebted to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Srila Gurudev said if Bhaktivinoda Thakur would not have come and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada would not have come, then everything would have turned into sahajya and nonsense, all kinds of misconceptions. And there would be no pure bhakti in this world. How fierce was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada in his preaching against these misconceptions. This is such a daring thing. When he saw that so many were at Radha Kund, engaging in all kinds of nefarious activities in the name of bhakti and in the name of Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as our Gurudev would so boldly put it, they cannot even wash properly after going to the latrine, and they have 5 or 6 widows on the side that they're engaging with nightly. And they're out externally proclaiming that I am the representative of Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said that for those persons who are thinking that they're at Radha Kund, actually for them it is not Radha Kund, it is Narak Kund. It means for them they are living in a state of hellish condition, even though it is the highest place in all of creation, the topmost place. But for those persons who are abusing it in the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are not receiving the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Saraswati Prabhupada cut all kinds of anarthas, and it was necessary for him to do so. If he didn't do that first, how could he give the other thing? He came to give the highest thing, our highest potential, which is attainment to the service of the lotus feet of Sri Rupa in service of Srimati Radhika. He wanted to give this, but he had to spend all of his time cutting the jungles. Those jungles are not just their jungles, those are the jungles inside our own hearts. All of these conceptions and desires, mayavad, all kinds of anarthas which are unfavorable for the attainment of pure bhakti. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada planted so many seeds and gave so many powerful gardeners to help us to grow these seeds properly so that they can become mature. When our Srila Gurudev, and I'm going to end here, was at 26 2nd Avenue, the Matchless Gifts, in 1996, they're seeing that so many devotees were there and realizing, this is 96, it was his first time to America, seeing what our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada had done in the West. He began crying and weeping, so much so that he could not speak. He was wiping his tears, but he couldn't speak anything. After about a minute, almost 2 minutes, he finally composed himself and he said, so I think that Srimati Radhika has called her maidservant, Nayana Mani Manjari, and given her so many beautiful jewels that you should give these jewels to your maidservant, that she can give these jewels everywhere around the world. So he was referring to Srimati Radhika, Nayanamani Manjari being Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada giving these jewels to our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. So it is imperative that we worship Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, remembering his name, remembering his glories, and chanting every single day. Sujanar Buddharadita Pada Yugam Yuga Dharma Durandara Patravaram Gadadavar Dayaka Pujya Padam Pranamami Sada Prabhupada Padam. His glories are unlimited, and it is impossible to glorify the unlimited, especially without proper capacity. But anyhow, to try to do so, Srila Gurudev would say, to try is bhakti. So we pray in the dust of his lotus feet that may even a particle of his conviction, a particle of his moods, a particle of his desire for us, may that manifest in our hearts, and may we be able to please him one day. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakhur Prabhupada ki jai. Diya Tirobhav Maha Mahotsava ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Om. Now, Arti. Radha Gopinath Nandana Gaura Hari ki jai. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Radhe Shyam. See you tomorrow. Okay.